Hey creative friends, it's Gwen back with you today with another scrapbooking process video. So today I'm working with the Jen Hadfield Hey Hello collection, which I have used before, and I was inspired to kind of use some more of these bold colours that I really love in this line, especially this pattern paper that I've actually gone ahead and fussy cut out quite a few of the florals in that one. So I'm going to team all of that goodness with this photo of Miss Caitlin and this cut file from my cut file shop, Cut to You. This one's called Simply Floral Pennant. And I've gone ahead off camera and backed that all and added some foam behind. And here's the plan. With these big designed cut files, a lot of the work is done for you in terms of the layout design, which is actually what I really love about them. So if you're not sure where you want to go, or you're not really good with sort of like planning out a page or designing a page, so to speak, these larger cut file designs are really good for that, because it's really just a matter of backing them and then adding your photo and some embellishments. So there's not very many places a cut file design that size can actually go. Yeah, so they're really good if that's something that you kind of need help with. So I'm going ahead now and I'm backing my photo. I did want to use one of the bolder prints because the photo is so light and bright. Yeah, I did want to contrast that with something that's darker. Now, I rarely measure my photo mats. I just eyeball them. So I just, as I'm doing here, I place the photo, I trim a little bit, I place the photo again, and then I trim a bit more. They end up being around 1/8 of an inch in width. But yeah, absolutely not measured, which is funny because I'm so particular with things, but yeah, I don't measure those. So I do have some foam on the back there, and I am just going to center that. So I've only removed one piece of the tape there just to help me keep that nice and centered, and then I'll go ahead and remove the remaining. I find that if I keep all the tape on there, it's too sticky, and then it sticks where I don't want it to stick. So I found that's really helpful to do it that way. So my photo's going to go somewhere there. And now I'm doing a quick little sweep of the collection. So I have mentioned in the past, I find it hard to choose. I want to put everything on the page. I love all the things and I want to use them all. So I found for me the best way is to exclude things. So I'll just do a really quick sweep and pop all the things that I'm not going to use on this page in that little bowl. And then all the things I might use are on the right there. Now I've also gone through my stash and pulled a few older supplies. These ones, some of them are from Maggie Holmes. There's a Charms Creation heart there. And yeah, I've got a little stack of like sticker sheets and a few bits and pieces that I thought would go. Really just focusing on the colours and the summer sort of theme happening here. So I'm keen to use that camera that has been kicking around the studio for a little while now, and the little bird on top I didn't want, so I've just chopped that off. And you'll see here, see how it's a little bit thick for the photo, like it sort of doesn't fit underneath. See, I'm fussing with it. It's like, oh, it doesn't really quite fit underneath where I want it there. So, but I do have a solution for that, which I'll show you in a moment. And here are those fussy cut flowers. So I was really keen to use those. And I've started with that one. See how it's got that flat edge? So that was because it was running off of the pattern paper. That's the pattern paper edge. So I'm going to use that one underneath there. And no one would know the difference. So place those ones, if you're fussy cutting out flowers and you've got flowers that run off your paper edge, place those first and try and hide them behind other elements. Now, here's my solution for this chipboard. So this is my pokey tool, I want to call it. I don't know, it's just, I've got it years ago. I don't even know how or why. But it's obvious, it's just like a really super fine point at the end. It's quite sharp, so you don't want to be poking yourself with it. And I'm just chipping away at the paper layers on the chipboard, because of course chipboard's just like a stack of paper pressed together. So you can just pull away some of that background, and it makes the chipboard piece a little bit thinner. It still looks like a chipboard piece, and in fact, if I didn't include it, you probably wouldn't even know. But it's enough to make it not quite so tall. Okay, so I'm now stuck down that photo, and I'm happy with the placement of the chipboard piece. So I'm going back to my floral clusters, and I have changed it up slightly from before with that flat edge piece now along that left edge. It's very similar, but yeah, I just felt like it fitted a little bit better that way. And I could layer. It gave me some options for layering some other pieces there, which I liked. So I've got one sitting flat to the page, so no foam behind it, and then that one there which has some of that Bunnings foam that I use. So okay, on to the title. For this one I've used a Heidi Swap, I think it's Colour Fresh thicker, and I'm using it, I'm going to line it up with my American Crafts alphabet liners. I think that's what they're called, I think, alphabet aligners. I got these from Spotties a little while ago, a couple of years, and I really like them because they're like a Perspex flexible piece of, like, I've used a ruler in the past, but I find these easier and better because A, they're flexible, like you can see how flexible that is there, and it's see-through. And they have guidelines on them. Can't really see there, but well, maybe on the edges of the ruler you can see they've got really straight lines, and they're really close together, so you can get a really good feel for how well spaced out your title is, how straight it is, and you can move it around the page until you're happy with where you want it to go. These stickers are a little bit old, so they're not super sticky, so it's probably not that necessary with stickers like this, but for brand new ones or those foam ones that are super tacky, it's really great to be able to position them first and get an idea for where they're going to sit on the page before you commit to sticking them down. Now I'm also going through, I did say I'm stash busting a bit, so I did find those sticker sheets. I think the Oh Darling from Maggie Holmes, and I want to say they're 2013. Let me check here. Yeah, 2013. So they've been kicking around here a little while. So it was nice to get a couple of elements from that sticker sheet onto this page. So a little bit more auditioning yet to happen, but I am liking how this is all coming along, and yeah, how everything's fitting together. At this point though, as I work through that pile on the right of embellishments that I haven't looked at yet, I'm finding that some of the pieces are too big, are starting to be too big, which is a good thing in a way because then I can just exclude them. So, which is why I do talk about that. I've talked about that in the past videos, that it's important to use up the larger elements first to get them locked in, especially when you have a design like this where you've already got like a really big cut file and you've got your photo. There isn't a lot of real estate left on your page for big elements, which is a good thing because then too, if you did have too many big elements, it just all gets really busy. So here I am. I'm actually adding some of the Scotch quick dry adhesive to my thicker title there. I have found that some of my older pages, I've just started doing this maybe the last few years because some of my older pages, the thicker titles has started coming off, even if they were really new and like quite sticky when I first put them on the pages. It must be the heat in Queensland, or yeah. So over time I was losing some. So do make sure to add some wet glue of some type. The Scotch is my favourite. To all of those chipboardy pieces, titles, elements. Yeah, I add glue almost to everything now because I don't want to remake pages. Who's got time for that? Nobody. So yeah, liking that, loving how I like how that piece is like a banner. It's really cute. Really works with the banners in the cut file. So I wish I had some more of them. I went looking actually because I thought that's a really good way. They will work really well. And that yellow, it's funny, that collection, so 2013, and that yellow is the perfect match to the yellow in this brand new collection. So that was really nice, and I like how it pops off the flowers. So the flowers are those yellow centers, and then that cute little banner's yellow, so it kind of brings everything together. So yeah, so that title's now nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. And I am working on the structure of the page is a cluster on the left there. Oh, excuse me. And then a cluster on the right, bottom right under the photo. And then I will end up with one at the top of the page above Caitlin's hat there. Now that die cut piece too was a plant. I want to say it was a plant. It didn't fit with where I was going, and I just looked ahead and thought, oh, I'm not really going to ever use a plant on something as a whole. I don't really create like that. So I just chopped that off and turned it into a leaf for the floral cluster there, just as a base to that. And then, yeah, I pulled back into that sticker sheet because the colours were really good. The colours were really nice. So I thought, you know what? While we're here, let's pull off that sweet title and then that heart shape. So my title will end up being Sweet Summer. And I like that minty green. It's not really anywhere else. It's a bit different, but it totally works. And I've also got these epoxy flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. They're Etsy store from America. And I like that they're a flare button, but they're flatter. So they're not a flare button, they're an epoxy flare. That's their proper name, I think. And they're really shiny, and they still give like a flare kind of look, but without the flare dimension. And they're really fun. These ones have a bunch of hashtags written on them. So I chose this one. It had hashtag fun, which suited obviously, but also it was the perfect yellow. So I was like, yes, that's going on. Oh, things are getting serious. More glue. Oh yeah, that's that floral piece that was part of the plant. See, it doesn't even look like that now. It just looks like a little leaf for the cluster. And yeah, getting those locked in. So yeah, really working, I guess, from bottom to top for this page. Sometimes I work both ways and find the center. But this one's, I guess because I had that really big cut file as the base, I'm just layering everything onto that. So, and I like those, how cute are those sunglasses? I find if with those elements, a lot of the times they're like, oh, that's super cute, but I can't put a polar bear on my page. So when I find elements that do fit with a page, I'm really keen to use them. And if ever there was a choice, so if ever I was like, oh, I'm not sure whether I should put a heart there or the sunglasses there, I will always go with the element that's the least generic, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So a heart you could use on any page, really, whereas sunglasses, well, that might look a bit funny on a page about Christmas or the snow. So I do try and use elements that are relative to the theme of the page if I have a choice between two, if I'm not sure about one or two. And they actually look super cute there. I think they're like meant to be there. Really, really cute. Yeah, so that's my, that's a fabric bow. That's another really old Maggie Holmes one. And for that, I find when I'm working with fabric, I prefer to use the Helma 450 glue. It's a little bit messier because it's a bit stringy, but I find that it's really good because it doesn't soak into fabric. And it really helps anything that's fabric stick really, really well. I find that the Scotch is not great for that. So any of those fabric elements, bows, the charms creations which are made out of felt, anything like that, I do go for the Helma 450. And I'm keen to go, I don't know whether you noticed, but there was a couple of people in the photo, just tiny little in the center of the photo there. So to cover those tiny people up, I actually added that puffy heart. Now that is, American Crafts? No. Bella Boulevard puffy heart. I've got those in all the colours, pink, yellow, white, blue, teal, all the colours, and they're super cute. And again, that yellow is the perfect yellow. So I'm loving that. And now here's where I decide on the bird. So yeah, that pink one's just too pale because the background's so that baby pink. It just, yeah, it wasn't working for me at all up there. And then here's where I start the plan for that cluster at the top. So I've got that tab which I've cut in half, and then the hearts from the sticker sheet. And I do audition this epoxy flares a little bit, but you'll be happy to know that's where they end up. They did work around the page a bit, but yeah, I like them. They're cute, super cute. And isn't it funny that a circle was the exact same size as the cut file? I couldn't have planned that, I reckon, if I tried. I just love it when stuff like that works out that you couldn't have planned. Anyway, so yeah, at this point I'm like, I think it needs just the smallest little touch of black. Because of the black in the sunglasses and the word happy on that banner piece is black, I just wanted to tie in just a couple of other little pieces. So I did have this Vicky Bouton sticker sheet. I don't know what collection it's from. I don't have a lot of her stuff, so I'm not really, because it's a bit mixed media for me. Yeah, so yeah, but you can see it there, it's on the left. But it does have, the reason I bought it was it has a lot of very like general sentiments that are really practical. Like that one says happiness, the other one I use says love, and then that tab at the top there says today. And it's got, yeah, it's got like, I don't know, memory, capture, laugh out loud, the sweetest thing, like just really generic, really great little sentiments. And I like that they've all got like a very clean font. So I thought moving forward, that's something that I'll be able to use on lots of different things. So I did grab that. And it's just enough. Before, the sunglasses were the only thing that was popping out. And yeah, it was standing out too much to me. So I just, yeah, the little pops of black there are just what it needs. Just what it needs. I'm really happy with that. And I do make sure that everything's super straight there with my ruler. Just, it's important that the devil's in the detail. So it does really make for better pages when you pay attention to like the small things. I have found anyway, So I'm really loving how this is coming together. I feel like it doesn't need too much more now. I've just added in a few of these puffy hearts from Bella Boulevard. The yellow is the perfect match, which I'm loving. And I do love how these ones come in 3 or 4 different sizes. Three different sizes. So they look really nice when they're just scattered around the page. And I find them to be a really nice finishing touch. Really nice. So yeah, loving those. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed watching the video today. I hope it's inspired you to get creating in your craft space, whether that be, you know, to create a summer themed page, or, you know, let's just get into our rooms and get creating and get those documented, those stories documented and into our scrapbook layouts. Thanks so much. If you like my videos, feel free to give me a like and subscribe. And I will leave you in a moment with a really quick little close-up view. So there you go, and I'll see you next time.